Duerst the Wuerst is another well-needed citizen journalist that has apparently been personally identified by employees at a local coffee shop. Duerst the Wuerst does a lot of stuff similar to Tim Pool, and he goes out there right into the fire and films. I'll put up a link to his channel if you're into that sort of thing. I would heavily encourage you to check him out because people like Duerst the Wuerst and Tim Pool desperately need exposure for all of the things that they discover. Some people on social media are saying that these coffee shop employees are actually members of Antifa, which would not surprise me in the slightest, but I haven't been able to confirm this just yet. So Duerst was walking down the street in Milwaukee when someone skinny wearing tight little shorts and appeared to be a hipster yelled at him using his actual name. Duerst, shocked that this man would know him without having ever met him, turned on his camera and confronted him.
So, you yelled shit out at me from across the street. Why is that? Sir, so you harassed me from across the street. Why is that, sir? Why did you yell shit at me from across the street? And please tell my audience, please tell my audience what was said. You said that men's rights activism is stupid, Dan, and I don't know who you are. And I don't know why you think that I'm a men's
rights. Go out of this fucking store.
So you harassed me from across the street. Now you're attacking me.
Go.
Great. So you harassed me from across the street. Yeah. So why'd you do that? Why? Well, first of all, why do you think that I am that? Second of all, why is that stupid?
Why is it stupid?
Yeah.
Because it's been a male-dominated society.
What about circumcision, idiot?
What about it?
Oh my god. Oh.
Out of the store.
No, you harassed me from across the street,
no,
dude.
I told you men's rights activism was fucking stupid.
Yeah, but if you had done that to a woman, what would that have been considered, dude?
Sexism?
Exactly, but he yelled.
You're not disenfranchised on a large scale. Sorry,
but yelling shit across the street at people, like.
It's the most harmless thing I've ever met.
So why'd you do that?
Well, because you post a bunch of hateful shit on the internet.
Such as?
So, when you learn how to speak to people on the internet and like learn how to stop like giving feminist shit, then people will listen to you.
Feminism is an ideology that deserves to be critiqued, just like anything. Just like.
This would lead to the man that yelled at him to depart on his bicycle, as the rest of the employees and possibly the owner came out to harass the man that attempted to confront the man that yelled at him. They are notably nervous about being on camera.
Why do you have to film someone you're arguing with?
This is Food Cafe.
Why are you filming someone you're arguing with? You can't answer that question. Why are you filming someone?
For posterity.
For posterity?
Yeah.
So you can go home and jerk off to it, right?
That was a sexist microaggression. That was a sexist microaggression.
You're a balding loser. That's
so that's ageism. That's
strange that someone who is so worried about being recorded can think of themselves as the heroes of this dramatic tale. Things would heat up as one of the manservants would begin to get aggressive.
Ageism now! Ageism!
That has nothing to do with your age, it has to do with your hair.
Ageism, right?
You're mad because you're ugly.
Girls
That's all it
rule,
is.
bitch!
Wait, so that was a sexist microaggression just
It
now.
wasn't sexist. I said you're
So
ugly.
sexism, ageism, we got sexism, ageism at the Brood
All it
Cafe.
is beauty entitlement.
Bitch!
And you're not part of it.
Let's go, let's go.
So that guy harassed me from across the street and y'all are cool because I'm a
People are
male.
gonna harass you because you're a fucking loser, dude.
So you're in favor of harassment. You're in favor of
On
harassment.
the phone like that, yeah.
So now you're assaulting me. Sweet. Good job, dude.
Nobody's assaulting anybody because we're all so...
No, the guy already did from inside your store.
Fucked up teeth, you got fucked up hair, you're ugly, and you're mad about it. That's all that's going on, and you're gonna share this with all your little fag buddies on the internet.
Fag buddies, you hear that? He said homophobic slurs.
He's a homophobic slur.
He just said a homophobic slur, and now you're putting him back in the store?
The Brood property if you're gonna do that.
He just called me a fag, and now he's advancing on me threateningly. What is this?
So how many people watched that video?
I don't know.
7? How many YouTube subscribers you got?
Like 13, 14,000? So why are you laughing at that after threateningly
You're a
advancing
liar,
on me?
dude. You're a fucking liar and you're ugly.
These people have been running into a little bit of backlash from this encounter. Here they have a Facebook post pleading for good reviews to combat the hate. An employee from there writes, "Brood Cafe is my second home, the place I go to when I have nowhere else to go. It is filled with the most loving people who are constantly there for one another no matter what road of life you come to us on. There is a nasty video circulating from some person who I will not give the satisfaction of writing his name or sharing his post, who is sending his followers to negatively review our coffee shop. Brewed is a female, locally owned shop, one of the last original small local businesses left on Brady. I've worked at Brewed for 3 years, and I am heartbroken seeing someone so evil to try and tear apart one of the only good things in this world. If you could drop us a good rating to counteract the hate, it would mean the world to us. Brewed is a home. Brewed is my family. Frick all this nonsense. So now let's take a look at some of the Yelp reviews, and as you can see from the page, they still have a 4-star rating as of now, but that might change depending on how much coverage this gets in the new media. Dave writes, "What a perfect example of why I don't go to shops. Overpriced subpar coffee, served with a side of left-wing snowflake tears and smug SJW Antifa attitude. If you're not a queer-loving anti-Trump supporter with a shaved head wearing all black, with your bestie who happens to be some sort of alter gender from Mars, then you're not welcome. Screw you. This place sucks gun-loving free speech. NRA cock. Trump bitches." Was visiting a friend in Milwaukee after a long night of drinking. We went to Brewed the next morning. I was horrified as dirty vagrants came in off the street and went behind the counter serving themselves and handling things without washing their hands. The staff, all white, was incredibly hostile, rude, and shouted homophobic slurs and other insults as people walked in front of the store. The other few customers, all white, who seemed to be regulars as the staff knew them all by name, were just as vile and aggressive as the staff joined in on body-shaming innocent passerbys. I cannot believe what I was seeing. Needless to say, we walked out. No way would I support such a bigoted, sexist, racist, homophobic establishment such as this. You shouldn't either. Brewed Cafe is obviously a hangout for neo-Nazis and racists. Tim W. writes, "If they don't like the way you look, they'll literally assault you here. Wear a lot of black, mutter about anarchy and the system, and you should be okay, as long as you aren't balding. Enter at your own risk." And then Dixie B. writes, "I watched a video where Duerst the Wuerst was treated horribly by people that worked at this coffee shop. One of the workers even boasted on the video the name of the shop while continuing to be rude." And then Kirby F. writes, "Based on the YouTube video I saw from Duerst the Wuerst, employees who act like 12-year-old kids to someone who is just speaking his mind regardless if they might find it triggering does not deserve business from adults. If they would have acted like professionals, then maybe future customers may not be so worried or scared to enter this cafe without fear of being harassed for whatever reason." Jamie L. writes, "Fascist homophobes capitalizing a culturally appropriated Ethiopian specialty. Would not recommend." Nick P. writes, "Acrid coffee. Condescending staff. Wouldn't give me free coffee despite the hammer and sickle pin they had on their denim vest." And then Luke M. writes, "Good coffee, but a guy called me a fag here and nobody cared or did anything to stop him. So I can't recommend." So yeah, that'll be it for this one. What a lovely little shit show this was, huh? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you all later.